Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Dawn of War 2 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Chaos Lord. We have a funnyman2u. Spawning as his teammate as the Ravener Alpha, we have Old Boy Enter. So on the north side as the Hive Tyrant, we have a foreign name, and his teammate, the Chaos Sorcerer, a foreign name. Chaos Sorcerer charging forward, trying to sneak on forward as well. He is fighting against a Ravener Alpha, so his early game cast should be very effective versus all the light units. We've of course got a hole right here, and now if you didn't realize it's a hole right there, because I can really blend in the terrain, now he does. Oh great, I got the Tyranid Announcer. I hate the Tyranid Announcer. And he completely whiffs that cast. Over here, we do got the Chaos Lord charging forward, trying to get the Termagants. Hive Tyrant trying to engage the Chaos Marines. Termagants engaging the Chaos Lord as well. Over here, the Ravener tunnels can be cleaned up by the Chaos Lord, not Chaos Lord, the Chaos Sorcerer. Termagants tying up the Chaos Lord in melee as the Termagants are dancing around in front of the other Termagants as well. And the Chaos Lord does fall back. This Termagant squad may need to fall back. It's quite wounded, but the Hive Tyrant, ooh, he may need to fall back as well. Staying a little bit too long. And gets wiped way too long. Chaos Sorcerer has stayed around a little bit too long as well, but he will retreat in time. Got two Heretic squads here. Take a quick look at everybody's build queues. Actually got built Spore Mines there, which should be very effective versus those Heretics. We do got, of course, the Termagant for the Hive Tyrant. We got an uncommon build opener for the Chaos Sorcerer. It's just straight up Heretics, which is not bad for Chaos Sorcerer since he can eat or consume the models there for energy. For the Chaos Lord going for Chaos Marines to the Heretics, pretty standard. And over here we got the Hormagants and two Termagants as well. So far, Team Blue side has gone for slightly uncommon, but you've got some nice grenade launchers as well. You may see a model detonation there onto the Hormagants there. Grenades running on in on the Termagants, getting some great AoE damage. The fact that he's targeting those guys is actually really good. Grenades do AoE damage, and these guys are very vulnerable to AoE damage. Spore Mines being pursued by the Chaos Lord. Can the Chaos Lord quote-unquote defuse these landmines in glorious melee combat is actually pretty good, since Spore Mines are weak AoE disposable units. And of course, with any AoE weapons, you want to hit a lot of models, not single targets. Grenade launcher squad, so it's quite healthy, getting some great hits there on these Termagants. They're trying to deactivate that point there as well. Knockback grenades hits the wrong squad there. Does get one model the other squad. I think he was trying to get those knocked down to get extra damage, or when he tried to retreats back, it takes a bit of time before retreat. We got the seismic roar ability from the rending talents. The Termagant squad has knocked out the toxic sacks there. We see the snare effect there. And this Termagant squad will need to fall back, sustaining too much fire. The front being wiped at this moment. It's getting hard for them to move around as well. Hormagants and Termagants do fall back as well. This guy does fall back. Heretics maybe will finish off this Termagant squad. It is quite wounded, but it's going for the generators. Over here, we do got a Warrior Brood upgrade of the Barb Strangler. Nice AoE suppression weapon. Doesn't have the same range of a grenade launcher squad, but will be effective versus Heretics nonetheless. One generator has been cleaned on up. Looks like there's one Synapse generator, and there was two Chaos generators. Warrior Brood taking time to engage in melee against the Power Node. I think the AoE weapon is actually pretty effective versus buildings as well, so it's not really necessary. We've got multiple grenade launcher squads now deployed out, making its way forward. And the Chaos Sorcerer is currently unupgraded. Ravener Alpha not upgraded for anything at the moment. And the Chaos Lord is unupgraded as well. Good bolts there as well, but the Chaos Sorcerer does fall back, quite wounded. You may see some knockback grenades there. It does suppress both of the squads. Knockbacks most of everything, but not the Termagants or Hormagants. These squads start making their advance, trying to get some good damage on in. The Chaos Heretics are falling them back. We've got the Chaos Marines perhaps eyeing for some of the heavy cover up here, as these guys are making a soft retreat away. Not really wounded at the moment. Power point will be deactivated, but he's going to try to decapture it now. If he force fires the ground between these two generators, should be able to get them both splashed. Here comes the bolts. Getting some great damage there onto the Warrior Brood. And the AoE grenades are raining on it. Does get nice suppression there. No knockback grenades at the moment. Hormagaunts trying to time up melee, but tying up the Chaos Sorcerer melee is not what we want to see. And nice knockback grenades there. Oh, good AoE hits there as well. That's Heretic Squad's down to 3 models there. Does fall back. Hormagaunts are ripping them apart. Does get some good AoE damage as well. Forcing back both the Heretic Squads. The Hormagaunts are still alive, but barely though. Getting way too far forward. Will need to fall back entirely. May potentially get wiped out, but unlikely. Yep. Skips out 1 model there. Hormagaunts ripping apart these generators, being upgraded the adrenal glands as well. And now the Chaos Lord is being upgraded the armor of the Inferno. Let's get some nice snares there with the Toxin Saps. Like tier 2 been coming up from multiple players. We got tier 2 for the Hive Tyrant, tier 2 on the way for the Ravener Alpha, tier 2 for the Chaos Lord, and no tier 2 for the Chaos Sorcerer. Heretic Squad will fall back with the Aspiring Champion left. 1 generator does go down there. Warrior Brood pushes way forward, does fire the Barb Strangler. Got 2 sets of stun knockback grenades there onto the Termagants on the high ground. Does fall back in time. And down south, we got the Hive Tyrant advancing, trying to gauge these Heretics there. Hormagaunts are falling back. Termagants are still firing away. And the Heretic Squad's going to try to top the melee. We got a Capillary Tower being deployed on out. Sort of blocks his Hormagaunts on the tree path, but it's fine. Now the Chaos Lord has been through the Bloody Blood Ball, which of course grants him the sweeping Doom ability. It allows sweep in front of him for weapon knockback. And it also got the armor of the Inferno, getting to let the galaxy burn short-range artillery barrage ability. I call it artillery. It's basically artillery. It's actually, I should say, short range. Most people use the short range for reduced scatter, but it's more mid-range artillery. Ravener Alpha has been upgraded with melee weapons. Acid Spitter. Actually, that's a. Okay, that's looks like the AoE melee. Not familiar with this upgrade. Great increase in Ravener's melee attack grants splash damage, piercing, and degrees in front of them. Hardened Comparative Case grants the burr ability. That gives them like the ability to just simply though go around camouflage underneath the ground. Ritual being activated there. We've got a Tyrant Guard there, knocking back these forces. Though the Tyrant Guard needs to fall back as well as he's quite wounded. So not falling back. The Termagant Squad down to 2 models left, very, very low health as well. Still, they got their ritual activated, gaining the nice buffs and benefits to this Chaos Lord. The Hive Tyrant needs to fall back as well. Does use Size of Pure ability there as well. Plus, the Chaos Lord will go down there. Hive Tyrant down to very low health. Tyrant Guard gains some health regen there. Termagant Squad will need to fall back. Looks like the Chaos Lord has a fresh Capillary Tower there. Termagants and Hormagaunts can stay around as a Termagant Squad fall back. Harrison falling on back as well. Nope, that's the Hive. The Ravener Alpha has also been upgraded to Strengthening Sinew, increases the speed by 1.5. That should be very handy indeed, because that also affects the Burrow ability. Barrage of Warpfire has been researched, grants the Warpfire ability, gives them like a small creeping barrage ability. Oh, that. Oh, 2 health remaining. It is still revealed. It does get knocked back by the Burrow ability, allowing the Termagants to get the kill there. That is an AoE weapon. It's good against for engaged AoE, such as those like those heretics, but not exactly good against a one-on-one fight against the Chaos Sorcerer. They're not being deployed out by the Chaos Lord, and the Hive Tyrant being upgraded the bonded exoskeleton. Over here, the massive gains push down south as well. These heretic squads do fall back, and now we do have a Xenothrope deployed on the field. The Xenothrope should be very effective versus the heretic squads. Gains some good hits there on the Chaos Marines as well. All generators destroyed right there, and all generators have been destroyed here, and it's also not been captured. He may be behind to flank his opponent, or his teammate's opponent. We got another capillary tower deployed there. Our box will deploy more right there. We also got some Rippers now deployed on the field. Got the Chaos Runner charging forward. Has been up as Mark Horn. Now the Termagants coming to flank the Warrior Brood as well. And the Ravener Alpha's camouflage or burrowing forward. The extra speed will allow them to close this quite easily. And does not get spotted just yet, and made. It's no real targets for him. Iron Guard is now being healed right there as well. We'll see quite a bit of use there because there's no anti-vehicle weapon in the region. Taking his teammate right there. And now here comes these guys pushing forward with grenade launchers, but does get funneled up by, and does get forced back as well. Got Iron Guard deployed out by the Ravener Alpha as well. And supporting the Hormagaunts. Tomo Supplication. Ooh, that's a nasty upgrade. Gives you a 10-second mind control building, which I think is a channel as well. That can be quite nasty. Decisive Roar ability was utilized there. High-Trained Wolf is falling back. Could see some melee hits on retreat as well. Though it does have over 100 health remaining, so it should be a fall back. Iron Guard does force back the Chaos Sorcerer well, and the Chaos Sorcerer goes down once again. Iron Guard will be cleaned up thanks to the Dreadnought able to crush it. The Capillary Tower will be cleaned on up. And the Ravener Alpha does not manage to retreat in time. Termagant is seeing quite a bit of fire there. We've got Bloodlust being pulled up by the Chaos Lord. Does use a Toxin Sack ability to time slow him down a little bit. Grenade launcher squad's now advancing as well. It still needs an anti-vehicle weapon to gauge that Iron Guard, especially when we can just dig in the ground and heal himself up. The Capillary Tower does go down. And that Iron Guard has free reign, but his opponent is now flanking him. Iron Guard versus Iron Guard. The problem is Iron Guard will lose because he's severely unsupported. So we've got a Capillary Tower being deployed out right here as well. This is Reds. Looks like the Hive Tyrant is going for Tier 3. Chaos Sorcerer has Tier 3. The Ravener Alpha is going for Tier 3 as well, while the Chaos Lord is not going for Tier 3 at the moment. Power Generator is being hit here as well. Great knockback grenades, knocking back all those heretics, getting some good damage there. And Generator has been rebuilt as well, and one of them is a bit wounded. The point has been deactivated, could be reactivated. It may have been reactivated at the last moment before the point got deactivated. We got two Termagants here, and the Hormagaunts as well. Love the Galaxy Current has been cast as the Tyrant Guards is charging forward, which is not so great for the Chaos Dreadnought. Grenade launchers are raining on in, but will get flanked. This grenade launcher squad does get forced back. You may see some knockback grenades here. There's a lot of targets here, and this heretic squad just gets overwhelmed. One generator does go down there as well. Chaos Lord is advancing as well. Xenothrope gains some long ranges there as the Ripple squad does fulfill its role of being ripped apart. Good cast there, but didn't less damage as expect. Maybe that ability was nerfed last time I checked. Heretics are trying to run away from these forces. The Bloodletters could fall back. It's not in a great position for the Bloodletters. Got Barb trying to push them forward, and now we've got the Hive Nodes now engaging. Hive Nodes are much more effective versus infantry units. The Bloodletters looks like are being sacrificed and didn't get wiped out there. And now the Tyrant Guard is trying to go for these sentry guns then. Slowly receiving quite a bit of damage. It does use the mind control ability there on the Warrior Brood. Fires some shots there, but it does wear off right now. Chaos Dreadnought receiving quite a bit of fire there, but the Hive Tyrant is also near death. Should be able to keep on out of there. And now we've got a Nerve Throw being put up on the Hive Tyrant. The Neurothrope is called a much heavier version of the Zenithrope. And there goes the Chaos Dreadnought to the Tyrant Guard. It looks like the Chaos War's losing a lot of assets right now. That's not what he wanted to do. There's 2 Chaos Marine squads. Looks like both of them upgraded plasma guns. Marcus Zinch. He doesn't have any repair squads at the moment, nor does he have tier 3. Going for tier 3 right now. Oh! Didn't he have 2? Maybe he just had the 1 and the other one was just sort of marked or lingering around from the previous dead squad. Now we've got a Neurothrope being pulled up out the Ravener Alpha as well, and the Great Unclean One by the Chaos Sorcerer. I'm not like a big fan of the Great Unclean One. It's probably a good idea to pull it out. The Chaos Portal having that ability ready at any point in time would be nice. He has a lot of requisition as well. He needs to get out some more power generators for their team. He needs more power. He's going to use a bit more power as well. Let's use the mind control ability there on the Warrior Brood. Warrior Brood is charging up forward as well, trying to tie up something mainly with them, trying to make him draw fire. And the mind control does wear off now. Another Cathillary Tower being deployed on out. More power generators being deployed out here, and they're not being focused down as the power generators are being built. That is the Zenithrope. The Zenithrope, can it not capture points? Or can it only decapture points? Honestly, not so sure. Oh, it can't capture points. I wonder I was curious whether or not it had the same properties as Sentinel. Another power generator does go down as well. Hive Tyrant Guard does make its advance as well. Generator will be destroyed here. These power generators may get cleaned up as well. Red is losing a lot of power generators, that's for sure. Now the Great Unclean One has been pointed out with a support 2 grenade launcher squads, and plus as well as it's classified as Daemon, so the rituals should give him extra health regen. I could be mistaken about that. Tyrant Guard keeps good damage on this here Heretic squad, has plenty of models for mating, but we'll need to fall back, pretty low in health. Tyrant Guard's trying to burrow on the ground, try to get some health regen there. This Heretic is seeing life as the actual grenade launcher squad over here is still alive. And nope, does go down there as well. He does do proper like shared HP damage there to prevent that sort of thing from happening, because the Inspiring Champion cannot go down unless everything else goes down. Both Heretics, those grenade launcher Heretics do go down. He's wasting those squads. Let's manage to get his capture up the Warrior Brood once again. Grabs the Zenithrope. And you can grab the Zenithrope because it's classified as heavy infantry. Making some great melee hits there. Does do a full retreat with it now. As Chaos Marine Squad is falling him back, he needs to pull out more assets. Not looking good for Red Team at the moment. The other Zenithrope is right here, as Red is trying to push back to his base. No anti-vehicle weapons. Yeah, I probably would go for Terminators myself at this point in time, but the Predator is not half bad either. And here comes the Great Unclean One. He's probably going to vomit. There's a Chaos Portal right there, trying to nuke his opponent's base. Does get some hits there. Does actually the Demonic Shield ability right there, but he does go down. But the Demonic Shield will be very useful for the Great Unclean One. Does grab the Warrior Brood there. Looks like Warrior Brood has ditched its Barb Trainer weapon and it's gone for. No, that's a fresh Warrior Brood. Does have an anti-vehicle melee weapon there, but the Great Unclean One is of course also a pretty effective melee unit himself. Zenithrope going for melee, which is not exactly a great idea. Good hits there. And now Zenithrope's now under siege. Over here, Chaos Predator is trying to engage. No variance just yet. Can't really get it not being upgraded because he needs to keep those guns firing at the moment. Iron Guard is being focused down by the Predator. And the Chaos Monster has respawned. Great Unclean One still has plenty of health remaining. Those is out of energy. He's trying to go for the Zern Throw. Maybe a good idea to go for the Warrior Brood right now. Chaos Predator is severely wounded. Didn't realize how low health it is. He does not have any heretics for repairs. He needs a heretic for repair. The Hive Tyrant has been upgraded with the 18 vehicle melee weapon, Crushing Claws. Now it's starting to use the charge right there. Does manage to fall back. And the Hormigón squad may get wiped out right there. No, it does not. Iron Guard's on the region. Now going for a Heretic squad for repairs. Should have got that a long time ago. Carnifex being deployed out as well. Red's trying to claw themselves back to the game, and the Great Unclean One goes down. I think he spent too much time running around that Zenithrope and not against the Warrior Brood. The Chaos Monster does have a Chaos Predator here, Nurgle variant, which just means anti-melee. And the Chaos Monster goes down once again. Does have access to it's the poison effect, well it looks like poison, but it's really an incendiary effect of how it's coded out. Rippers are doing their job of getting ripped apart. And now the Termagants are getting hit as well. Predator has received some health there. We do have now Terminator squad up on the field. The red team is starting to claw themselves back in the game. There's 18 tickets remaining, not a whole lot of tickets. Red is capturing the point now. The Ravener Alpha will capture the point before it goes down. I think it's gone down. Nope, the Ravener Alpha is actually still alive. I'm not sure what actually went down right there. That could have been the Ripper squad. Predator's falling on back as well. And that's getting repaired by these heretics now. We've still got the Nurgle in the region. And the Chaos Monster needs to get out some heretics for repairs. We may be setting up with another Predator tank. Another Predator tank wouldn't be half bad. There's a Zern Thrope ability. Trying to nuke the Chaos Terminators, but they do have plenty of health to deal with. And we've got temporary Bloodletters now summoned out by the Chaos Lord as the Chaos Predator is racking away from the Hive Tyrant. Got another ability being casted by the Zern Thrope there. Nope, it's actually the reinforcement getting on one upgraded Termagant, one upgraded Hormigont. More Bloodletters being researched as well. He's lost his heretics for repairs. Over here we've got the Carnifex advancing as well, getting some great hits there on the Chaos Predator. It is an anti-vehicle Carnifex versus the anti-melee Predator. A tank, I think you could say. Chaos Sorcerer's tank has gone down. He's gone for some Chaos Terminators himself. Got the auto cannon upgrade the Terminators, which means he gets anti-everything damage. And he's actually the Chaos Sorcerer's Chaos Predator as well. The Red's going to be capturing the northern flank on the map, all by himself. Northrop has to fall back, but the Bloodletters trying to engage the blue Terminators. Blue is counting down tickets quickly. They're down below 74 tickets now. While Red still has 18. They do teleport away as well. At this point, it has still been captured up. There's been no units trying to recapture that up. We do also now got a Swarm Lord pulled up the Hive Tyrant. Red is basically captured the northern side of the map. We've got some extra generators up here as well. Chaos Predator here is still severely wounded. Has got out. Looks like he just lost that Heretic squad. I just saw a Heretic there, but it's completely gone. And I thought he had plenty of health. Guess not. Must have been exploded by something. Warrior Brood will not go down. We'll be capturing the point there. That would be a triple capture. That may be game. Triple capture at this point in time. That is very little time to stop that. Got this point decaptured as well, but that still may not be enough time. They need to decapture something else. This is not going to be decaptured. This one's not going to be decaptured. Blue's going to lose game. Red actually clawed themselves back to the game. Terminators do go down. These guys are going to need to just capture that point as best they can, but 5 tickets, 2 tickets, no, that's game. They didn't get even 1 point decapture time. This is Anagram saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.